All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started as everybody continues to roll on in. Happy anniversary to Cadmium CD, 20 years. Woo, jazz hands. Yay, 20, almost old enough. Not quite. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with some feedback and updates. Let's start off with our mobile app team. Who's going to take that this morning? Don't everybody dump at once.
I don't know that we have any feedback. We definitely don't have any reviews coming in from the app.
I don't know if Kendall was going to use it, if there's any update.
Well, we can circle back around. Let's go ahead and go on to our scorecard team. Any feedback, updates, or anything?
Yeah, we have feedback and stuff. Noelle's the one that has it. I don't know if I don't think she's on quite yet. I think she's arriving.
Okay. I'm going to keep it moving till we find somebody that's ready. All right.
Well,
Anything?
Nikia.
Yes?
I got it. Here we go. Are you ready?
Okay.
So from client ENTSOC, we have, this is the best way for submission, and I feel myself lucky to present my paper in ESA 2020 meeting. Thank you. And then from client UMN Nexus, the event is Nexus Summit 2020. They have a really long client name. The feedback was, this was very easy to use, one of the best formats I've seen for submitting a proposal to a conference. Thanks for such a slick system. For the week, we are at 88%. For the month, we're at 95, and for the year, we're at 89.
Thanks so much, Rob. All right, let's go ahead on to our scorecard.
You mean Harvester?
I apologize. Harvester.
So for Harvester, we have 60% for the week. We have 80%, or I'm sorry, 71% for the month. A couple of the feedbacks were from the client IAFN. They said ease of use of this website is fantastic. Thank you. And then we also got another one from ACC. Loving this process. Thanks.
All right, and let's go ahead and circle back. Does our mobile app team have anything for us to talk about?
We haven't had any new app reviews since March. Kendall, was there anything you wanted to mention just about the app team in general, any updates or?
There's no big updates, like Ian said. We're currently working through the new tile design system of everything, so stay tuned.
All right, thank you so much. Let's go to the web team. Any updates for anybody?
So we didn't have any relevant feedback for the week. It was all neutral. So we're at 0% for the week, but we're at 67% for the month.
Thanks so much, Aaron. All right, Dev, Scrum, anything?
Yeah, we are starting a new exploit sprint today. This is kind of to finish off the booth enhancement credits and floor plan for Event Scribe. So that one's starting up today. And then we are still working on our Event Scribe Roadrunner sprint and our live sprint. And then kind of the other Roadrunner DR group that is not in a sprint, but that Pete's working on and that the app developers are working on. So a lot of virtual event development going on still. And we are in Android qualification. I think we're in our last 97%. So I think we're almost there with that one too.
Thank you so much, Danny. And then client success, what you got?
It's me today because Mike's off. So we have 13 scorecards closing this week, 8 of those being on Friday. So we may be a little busy. We have 2 apps that said they were launching this week, but I know that hasn't been updated recently. And then we did have some feedback. Charlie got a 5-star from FACSS, didn't have any comments, and he got a 5-star from AA Anthro that said Charlie has been tremendously helpful in solving our issues and very understanding in this stressful situation. Thank you. And then Mike got 2 5-stars, one from AAA that says they were prompt and helpful and quick in responding. The tips also were very helpful. The second one was from AA Anthro from Mike that he had a 5-star and says the support was terrific. The software, however, is very slow and clunky. So I believe that he addressed that. And I got a 5-star from APTA that says, thank you for your quick and appropriate response. And that's all I have.
Thanks so much, Megan. And boomerang feedback with Melissa.
Hey, this is Katie reading for Melissa. She's out today. So for the month of April so far, Scorecard has 26 ratings at 5 stars and has completed 231 boomerangs with 96% on time. Ed Harvester has 26 ratings at 4.9 stars. Expo has 13 ratings at 5 stars, and combined, Ed and Expo have completed 456 boomerangs with an 88% on time rating. The web team has 6 ratings at 5 stars. The app team has 3 ratings at 5 stars and has 36 completed boomerangs with 83% on time. And then we did get 1 client feedback from Emma Nelson at League, and she rated +1, would probably recommend. And then her comment, there are definitely things that come up that don't fit our requirements, but it's very rare to find a partner like Cadmium CD who will listen to our needs, talk through possible solutions, and take the time and effort to develop other solutions to fit our needs. Your staff is fantastic. And that's that.
Thank you so much, Katie. And our marketing team, what you got?
Hey guys, so if you saw Michelle's most recent coronavirus update, she mentioned that we had, I think at the time, 60 some or 70 request information forms, but we're up to 75 now, which is really huge. I mean, 75 is kind of like at the top of what we usually get. We usually get around like 50, 60, but 75 is really good, especially considering we have 10 more days left in the month. So, and those requests now mean business 3 to 6 months from now. You know, we have a longer sales cycle, so I'm really optimistic that these requests keep coming in, that we're getting a lot of comments from the webinars we're doing. Last week, we got a ton of responses from the webinars, people just saying, thank you, the product's great, we're interested. So there's a lot of good things in the pipeline. Today's Cadmium CD's birthday. We were originally planning on getting the April newsletter out on Wednesday, but I'm going to try to move that up to today and reference an article that we have about Cadmium CD's foundation, just a little something fun for that. We have our webinars. We have one every single week, Thursdays at 1:30. The users group meeting for this month was moved up to Tuesday next week. So it's Tuesday, I believe, the 28th. We also launched the virtual events platform website last week. You can go to cadmiumcd.com/product/virtual to check that out. We also have the feature sheets there. We have a press release that went out. Again, all that contributed, those webinars, the press release, all that contributed to the requests we got. And then we're consistently updating those virtual events resources. So keep checking back there. That's all we got.
Thanks so much, Mike. And then, of course, in celebration of our 20th anniversary, beginning, and some of you may have received it, you're going to get a virtual Papa John's gift certificate, and they'll be arriving at 10:55 a.m. and 11:55 a.m. because they were purchased in batches, and that's just how it is. So please enjoy your special gift and eat this week. And if you do not receive your virtual gift card, you don't see it, just give me a contact, Nakia, me, and I can see what's going on with that. Okay. And then of course the web that Mike has listed is also on our page here with each date that it is going to happen, and each one of them is at 1:30 p.m. And then don't forget, Gary's virtual products trainings will continue every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. and every Friday at 1:30 p.m. So be sure to mention that to your clients who really would benefit. And of course, from our staff, if you would like to attend as well, please do so. And then we have a couple of anniversaries coming up this Thursday. We have Kendall at 2 years and Danny at 1 year. Oh my gosh. And then on Saturday, Nicole celebrates her 1-year anniversary. So congratulations to all of our anniversaries. And I'm going to turn this over to Michelle when you're ready.
I'm ready. Just a quick question on the anniversary. On the anniversaries, are we sending them a virtual card, Nakia?
Yep, that is correct. It's going to come to them via email, and it's a virtual gift card.
Okay, wonderful. I just want to make sure that we were still keeping that up. Okie dokie. So there's been a few questions from a couple of people about the different options that we're announcing and how that should be positioned for clients. I will admit the sales team has been equally as confused. I'm just trying to figure out how to position all the different products. And then the biggest question is how to charge for them. So I think at this point, we are under a little bit of a consensus, subject to change based on the reaction that we get from current and future clients. But what we are going to begin enforcing is that anyone who is using the EventScribe Plus audio has to upgrade to Pro Harvester and Pro Website. The sales team will handle that transition, but they will need to upgrade to those in order to be able to stream the audio online. We're also adding what we call a virtual event package. The virtual event package will include the new tile screen design. It will include ARS questions for all presentations turned on. It will also include the Cadmium CD conference website cart. So if people want to sell the recordings and they need an option turned on for that, and it will include 50 video hours of chat. And that's going to be a bundled price of $4,000. So I know there's been a lot of confusion as to how we're going to price it. We're going to try to avoid piecemealing stuff together. And then just basically saying this is turn on. If you don't want to use a feature of it, that's fine. But we're just trying to package it as a one price for people to use. And then the virtual trade show component, people need to be using standard Expo. So I'm hoping that with that clarifies a lot of the different options, especially for the sales team as people are throwing out different scenarios. Now, one of the other brand new products that Josh has been spending a lot of time on is the EventScribe live streaming. So EventScribe live streaming is basically another audio recordings option. In the past, we've offered, the capture on the video plus the audio synchronized capture on site at live events. In this case, it is live streaming, and we're going to have two options for that. One is what we were referring to as white glove, and the other is more transactional based. The white glove means that we do practice with the speakers in advance of the event and help walk them through the whole process ahead of it. And then live streaming is basically just more transactional, similar to what someone might be able to get through GoToWebinar or Zoom, except that we have a technician that will be available to them throughout the process. And obviously we can handle the higher streams of people as well. So I'm hoping that might clarify some of the confusion that I know has been going around. But the live streaming is a brand new category for us. Josh originally started talking about it back in January, where we were live streaming to a Facebook page or to, I think there was one other public page that we were talking about streaming it to. I know Facebook was the primary one. But we've since, with a lot of help from the development team, added our own live streaming platform, which is built on Vimeo. So I know a lot of stuff being thrown out that's new or different, but that's how we're trying to transition it for the clients. And for anyone that's new, it's a lot easier, obviously, for those people who may have a contract in place where they're now going virtual. The sales team will be working with them to upgrade them to the latest options depending on what they need. So I'm just gonna turn on the chat feature. If you have any questions that you want to discuss real fast, just send me to that. And I noticed that there was a comment made about the anniversaries. I wasn't sure. I think we may have missed last week, Nikea, because people were out, or we didn't have it because of the Easter holiday. So I don't think we publicly announced those service anniversaries, but did we send virtual cards out to the people that had anniversaries last week? So we do it from Sunday to Saturday of a given week, just so you know. I know Nate and Jody both had multiple years. I think Jody is at 8 and Nate is at 9. So apologies. I think that was just because of the Easter holiday. We had canceled last Monday's meeting, so that's why it wasn't announced. But yes, and they got their virtual cards, or will be getting their virtual cards. So we'll make sure we get that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get that sent. Okay, is virtual trade show considered a package? If so, all right. All right, so some questions have come in. Tile design comes with special event package. Does that mean that regular websites cannot upgrade to tile design? We would charge them. I did give it away for free to one client. I won't be making that mistake again after getting my hand royally slapped by Pete. He's told me that it takes quite a bit of time to get that done. So if we do need to sell at a la carte, the sales team has been told to charge $1,500 for it, but we're really trying to include it in the Event Scribe package, which would be for $4,000 and include the ARS, the tile design, the shopping cart, and the video chat. Again, if you need to, if the sales team needs to, for whatever reason, sell it a la carte, we can, but that's the goal. And the new presentation URL task. So the presentation URL, I'm hoping, means that you are linking out to a third-party video, maybe a new, like a Zoom video feed, or even a video that might be hosted on YouTube or some other location. That Rhonda, please feel free to send a clarification.
No, that's right. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, and the presentation links task is in ready to close. We will be closing it later this week. And I expect we'll be training the ops team on it either this week or next week, and talking about it at the users group next Tuesday.
And at any level, they can use that task? Any level?
Yes, I think that's fair. Pete, do you disagree? I don't know how much work.
No, I agree, because the task is irrelevant. You have to have Event Scribe. So as long as you have Event Scribe, it's a relevant thing to collect. So.
Okay, so again, there's a little bit of confusion about what's website versus Harvester. So the audio task is definitely free to all Harvester users, but then there's the publication piece. So we're collecting the information and then we're publishing it to the website. In this case, any Harvester level can use it, but so you can turn on the Harvester task, but then we are going to start charging people to host the audio on the website, and that was going to require a pro. Again, you can refer that to the sales team, and we will do it for existing clients on a case-by-case basis, depending on what the situation is. But for new clients moving forward, that's the plan. So when the sales team is pricing it out for new clients, we should be pricing it as a pro website, pro Harvester. For existing clients, all clients can have the audio task turned on, but we're going to be charging new clients at the pro tier and including it as an pro feature. So just to differentiate, again, existing clients are going to be treated preferentially versus new clients. New clients, this is how we're planning to price it. And existing clients, we may do our best to extract additional funding from them based on what options they want turned on. Sorry for that confusion. All right. Is virtual trade show considered a package? If so, what is included? So at this point in time, the development team is still trying to work on some new options for virtual trade shows. I don't have anything new, and I'm not creating a new package until we have new features available. But a lot of people are asking what options we have for virtual trade shows. In my opinion, at this point in time, we don't have anything really new. I know that the development team is working on adding video chat features, and once we have video chat features available, and some of the other improvements that we're talking about making, we can come up with a virtual trade show package that has more comprehensive benefits. But at this point in time, I really don't feel like we have anything that's new or special. The product showcase and the scavenger hunt can be included as part of the virtual trade show environment, and those are pre-existing products with established price lines. So we don't really, we're still pricing those out as individual add-on options. So EventScribe Live is the trade name that we're trying to use for our live streaming product. On demand means, and again, we're all learning this vocabulary. On demand in many of our clients' perspectives means that there is a recording that people can go in and watch at any point. So it's very possible for something to go from a live streaming product to an on-demand product. So in this case, for example, let's just say they have a keynote that's being live streamed on April 15th between 2 and 4 p.m. Well, after that date, it then might become an on-demand product where people can log into the website and rewatch that presentation on their time on demand, but it was originally live streamed. Does that make sense? So in a lot of cases, clients, especially when they have a lot of presenters, let's just say, I know Josh has been working with offshore wind. They have one presentation where there's 8 speakers on a panel. He pre-recorded them, but they're going to stream it live at a specific date and time, and then the speakers are going to be online to answer the Q&A. Why? Because with 8 different speakers in 8 different locations and technology challenges, in order to make sure the transition goes as seamlessly as possible from the end user environment, it was decided that pre-recording them was the best option for them. Now, if they only have one speaker, it's slightly different. But when you have that many different speakers, there's a host of technical issues that could hamper the overall experience from an end user's perspective. So we feel, and the client feels in many cases, it's better to pre-record them. They can still stream it live at a specific date and time, and then have the speakers online for Q&A following it. So the audience doesn't really know or shouldn't really know that it's been pre-recorded. And that way, if there is anything that should be messed up, we can correct for it and re-record that segment if needed before it actually gets to the live environment. So, but most cases, live streaming for many of our clients in this environment means that at a specific date and time, the content will be available and the speakers will be available to answer questions from the audience at that time. So I think if we keep that in mind, and then the on-demand is when people then say, okay, it's now past that date when it was presented, but you can still go in and then see it. Now, one of the things Pete and the development team have been working on is the Q&A, where people can still submit questions in the online environment. So I think they're pretty close to launching that as well. So that will be turned on in the client, and the task will be set up so we let the speakers know how long post the actual live event someone may be asking questions. So in other words, we don't want the clients to have this content online and be submitting questions to the speakers 6 months after they presented on it. I don't think that's really fair to anyone. We're talking about maybe 1 to 2 weeks post-conference being the ideal time frame. People can still go online and submit questions. So the tile screen will include 2 edits at the $1,500 price point, and then any additional edits will bill an additional fee of $150 per edit. So hopefully that will restrict clients from doing an endless stream of corrections or edits to the tile screen. So at this point in time, based on our current knowledge, we believe that's a fair price. If for some reason you guys are encountering extreme examples that you want to share with us, we can always adjust our pricing. But at this point in time, this is what our plan is over the next month, with the understanding that as we gain more experience with it and we have more clients giving us feedback on the pricing as well as experience in implementing it, we might change our mind. So the virtual event package, so live streaming, it really depends on how, okay, so I had, and I guess the best way to answer this question is my conversation with Offshore Wind. So Offshore Wind definitely wanted us to live stream their conference, but I also charged them for a website and for a shopping cart because they told me they wanted it to be on demand after it was live streamed and for people to be able to purchase it online. So in theory, you could just have a live stream with one session being live streamed like in a webinar type environment. But we believe that the best solution would be to create a website with a link out to the EventScribe live stream, even if they're live streaming. So the live streaming is priced independent of the website, but we are trying to differentiate between those 2 products, and hopefully I did that. So Pete is going to tell you that the EventScribe Live app is an app designed to allow people to seamlessly join the video chat. So one of the challenges with a lot of people is that they don't have a webcam, or they may not have a laptop. If you don't have a webcam or a laptop, you cannot share a video of yourself, and the video chat is meant to share video. So with the EventScribe Live app, people will be able to use that, enter any of the video sessions seamlessly, and be able to share their video because all phones or smartphones are equipped with being able to share a video of the speaker. So it will be another option for people to use. I'm still getting clarification from Pete as to whether or not, Pete, do you want to talk about, is EventScribe Live app specific to a specific client? So we have to have a different one for each client, or is it a generic app that all clients can use?
Yeah, it's a generic app that all clients can use. So all clients will use the same EventScribe app. And when the video chat is accessed on the website, user will see a pop-up where they can either launch the video chat in their browser, or they can use the EventScribe Live app to scan a QR code to engage with it on their mobile device.
Okay, so can a cheat sheet be created that has a list of new features with product levels? Yeah, we're working on that. We've been struggling to get the pricing in place, but now that we feel like we have a good handle on that, we can start working on the product data sheet. If anyone's GoToMeeting is frozen, I would just suggest to log out and log back in. I don't know any other way to help at this point in time. Is the new tile screen for the website going to be mobile responsive? I believe that answer is it already is, but Pete, do you know that answer off the top of your head?
It already is, yeah. We use Bootstrap to make it work on different screen sizes.
I would prefer all pricing related questions go to the sales team. So as you may or may not appreciate, this is a moving beast. We want to be fair to our clients, but we also want to extract value, and we might be changing our pricing based on who the client is and what they've already paid to use, and to be honest, how strategic they are to us. So I would prefer the sales team handle any pricing related questions. I think it's fair to tell people that the audio recordings task is available in the Harvester at all tiers, that in order to obviously have that content show up on the website, they also need a website or app in order to view it. And if they don't have it, for whatever reason, we would have to add that onto their package. When will the client have edits to the tile screen? So unfortunately, that requires a significant amount of development work. I don't know if anyone recalls it. I recall it because for those of you who weren't here on the team, we had a developer that was working on the back end structure for the tile screen within the app. He left before it was completed, and then Devin heroically finished it up. It was a lot of development time.
And Shane as well.
Huh?
And
well,
Shane as well.
And Shane. Okay, so sorry, Shane. And so Devin and Shane spent a considerable amount of time developing that on the back end for the app team to use, and for our clients now to use that. Obviously, since we've done it once, it shouldn't theoretically take as long the second time, but it's still a significant amount of effort to add it to the website. So in the short term, the app team is going to be responsible for it. It's currently using JSON, and the app team is already fairly well trained on that. And to be honest, that's something that they can contribute to because they have this proper skill set in order to enable that. So at this point in time, the tile screen designs and artwork is going to go through the app team. So is there any other questions that anyone has based on this? Hopefully this is making a little bit more sense. I know on the sales team, we're just as not confused, but we're all struggling to figure out how to price things appropriately. We are all struggling to learn how much extra time the ops team has to spend in implementing a lot of these new features. And we're all going through that learning curve. I'm anticipating that we will all continue to make some adjustments as we get more experience in implementing these type of projects, and as the different scenarios that we hadn't really thought about come into play with our different clients. But the initial goal is to start off over the next month, see what happens and what unfolds, and then move forward or make adjustments as needed based on the feedback we get. And the ops team, if you see anything that you think is really out of whack, for example, the tile screen is actually taking maybe 20 or 30 hours or something crazy like that, let us know so that we can make adjustments on our side. We're anticipating a tile screen on average taking about 10 hours to develop per client. If, again, if you feel like that is really off, please don't hesitate to let us know so we can make adjustments. All right, so with that being said, I think I went over our time frame. Thanks for sticking with me. And if you have any other questions, feel free to send them our way. And I appreciate everyone. Happy 20th anniversary. Talk to you guys soon.
One, two, three, four, five.